Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first off, the overall market, I am expecting a pullback on Bitcoin down to about like 22.6K, which will most likely bring some of the market with it. But honestly, I have no idea what is going to go on with Bitcoin dominance, right now sitting at about 39.89%, while Ethereum is leading the way up about 6%. Looks like it's going to be taking a lot of the market with it. Yeah, we definitely are watching Ethereum outperform Bitcoin currently, as you guys do see even on the 7-day and the 24-hour span. So that's exciting. And if Ethereum does lead the market and really kind of takes altcoins on a run, it could be something very special. We've seen that in the past. And on the 24-hour span, we are seeing a lot of altcoins still breaking out. I can't even believe Celsius. We have been seeing a massive short squeeze on Celsius, which is insane to say the least. But we do see some other major breakouts along the board for some other assets as well. Most of the gains are kind of slowing down because on the 24-hour span, like the 24-hour span basically just started just recently. But on the 7-day span, we are seeing quite a bit of price movement still within this market, with a lot of like the altcoins that I have been mentioning on this channel for a little bit of time now starting to lead the way. XDC, Chainlink, for an example. Even Solana is up a nice little figure, and you love to see it. Now, Hedera is one that has been up a little bit, but nothing too crazy. We have been sort of trying to break out, and we are above all of the highs. We're actually back to a point that we were, in during around like June 10th, basically. So you like to see that. I would like to see us try to retest this 8.5 cent zone, almost this demand range, to see if we can break out to about 10 cents plus. And I know that that might seem like not a lot to some people, but I definitely am watching this closely to see if we can break above that demand channel and kind of continue higher. Now, the highest point that I would say is like trying to retest this almost 27-cent zone. That would be huge if we can retest that. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time. First off, we need to break out of the 10-cent zone. And then after that, we really kind of do target this like 20-cent range. So we are watching HBAR a little bit closely. I know that a lot of people, to some of them, like that price action might not sound exciting, but it actually is exciting if you did buy the bottom range on HBAR. But we have been watching a lot of things happening around, for example, the DeFi space. Saucer Swap is one that we have been watching. TVL just exceeded $15 million. The funny thing is that if we go over to the Saucer Swap website, they are nearing the $16 million range at about $15.7 million. And I told you guys that this is a very special, asset within the space. Specifically, DeFi as well as a category is very special within, HBAR. And the funny thing is like if you actually look at, I think it was the farm, I believe. So yeah, if we look at the farm, like we could see the liquidity locked up here. And there's quite a bit of liquidity locked in the staking mechanism, more so kind of centered around the HBAR to Sauce one, with individuals earning up to 122%. So you love to see it. Very incredible. And like I said, the DeFi space is blowing up. We actually surpassed over $70 million in TVL total. This is accounting with, Stater and also like even Saucer Swap. But I told you guys, the DeFi space is a must watch within the Hedera sector. This is a very exciting time for, HBAR. And like I said, $70 million in TVL during a bear market. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any better than that. Like this should show you exactly where HBAR is positioned right now currently within this market. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about something, something very interesting around this space, and we're going to be talking about it, and we're going to be, speculating a little bit on this as well. And what is that? Well, that is this post here from Azari Crypto. Now, again, this is a very large, crypto market intelligence, whatever company, if you will. 200 and almost 70,000 followers. Now, they're talking about the crypto industry is leaning into the green energy movement. Through drastic programming overhauls and funding carbon offset projects, protocols are actively breaking down the stigma that crypto is harming the planet. And, a lot of people were actually very furious about this because if you look here, they're talking more so about like layer one network annual energy consumption. And you do see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, Cardano, Avalanche, Tezos, and even Algorand. Like, where's Hedera? Like, what is going on here? And we do see like a lot of the HBAR variants are pretty mad about this. Like for an example, why includes Tezos but not HBAR? Cherry pick data to leave out the greenest and most sustainable public network. Hedera is carbon negative. Again, when we actually look at this, right? And this actually goes even further back. Like I remember talking about HBAR during the summer of 2021. Like nobody was talking about HBAR. There was you looked at some of these charts and like HBAR was never on any of the charts. And I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna sit here and name call anyone. There was some very large YouTubers that were talking down on Hedera, comparing it to other projects. For an example, a project that actually did a very nice run in 2021 actually was Phantom, and I see nobody really discussing this except for like on Twitter, right? Like nobody says it on YouTube, which I'm kind of like curious on why. Since then, Hedera has been taking the lead, but Phantom was an asset that got a lot of recognition during 2021 because of its massive run. I mean, if you look here and you go back to the summertime, like this thing was trading at about 17, almost 15 cents. It was a way better buy than HBAR, and I'm going to fully admit that. And when you actually look at the move on it, right, it moved all the way up to this almost $3.30 level. Now, again, tokenomics are lovely on this project. I mean, like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, the tokenomics are insanely good. But the issue for Phantom was the idea that like, when we look at this, right, FTM, there was a big problem around Phantom. And the big problem was Phantom was copying Hedera's code. That was the big thing. And we talked about that. We discussed it. And again, like there was some very large YouTubers talking about comparing Phantom to Hedera. Again, to me, a lot of it was paid FUD. It was whatever. But, did Phantom outperform HBAR? Yeah, sure. I'll give that to them. It actually outperformed it greatly. So, cheers to them. But when we look at a lot of these charts and when we look at a lot of this market, to me, it's all kind of paid to incentivize some of these other projects. I really will say this, like, a lot of this market is just kind of picking winners and losers, really. Again, are we going to sit here and say, like, I demand HBAR? No, we don't need to have HBAR on these charts. We don't need individuals to know about HBAR. In fact, I actually feel confident accumulating it lower. I love accumulating it when everybody's talking down on it because I understand the technology behind it. I understand where Hedera is actually positioned. And the funny thing is that we also have Zepsi going over here saying, like, it's even an order of magnitude more efficient than Visa. Like, again, like it does not get any public recognition. Like, what is going on here? But again, this is also why I always hate it, Hedera. It's not because I hate the company or the, asset. I just hate the community for not realizing like the potential behind Hedera. But hey, at some point in time, they will realize it, and we will all be celebrating. HBAR, Hedera, and the entire community around HBAR understands this technology. They realize it. They know where Hedera is going. And funny thing is that we would go over here from just recently, August 11th, as part of the Filecoin August meetup. We did see this Wes. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, like Geisenberger. I hope that I'm saying that right. Wes Geisenberger, who is building the sustainability economy on Hedera, deep dives into the Guardian, showcasing the infrastructure for sustainability ESG refi markets at scale on Hedera. The Guardian creates auditable, trusted ESG assets leveraging the HCS, HCS, and HSCS and methodologies of or policies set out by partners such as Interwork and Alliance and CBB Council, which we will be addressing them in a second, to create sustainability use cases for individuals, enterprises, and governments. And we do see down here, use cases, carbon markets, nature markets, and there's so much more here, like very large markets that they're going after in regards to like use cases. We do see project types as well, and all of this is running through every single consensus service, or I should say mechanism on Hedera, which is the consensus service, token service, smart contract service, and this is all running through, of course, the Hashgraph consensus. So this is very large. Like we're seeing this run through almost nearly everything, with almost every single area in regards to like the services on Hedera having some sort of exposure to this use case, which you love to see. And yeah, I'm very excited for this. And we do see down here, because of the fair ordering and efficiencies of the Hashgraph, ESG markets on Hedera, i.e. carbon emissions, offsets, and RECs, are fast, fair, and affordable, all whilst maintaining a carbon negative footprint. And there's a lot more down here, as you guys do see, and they even mentioned like Avery Dennison basically utilizing the Guardian for their Atma.io service. which is incredible. But we are definitely being patient. I mean, I would say like this, like the HBAR community has been some of the most patient individuals, waiting for a lot of this to really kind of, not only formulates, but start to kind of move into, a mainnet sort of area where this thing, like all of these do go live. And I'm very excited for a lot of these to go live. But also, talking more so about GBB Council, there's a lot of breadcrumbs with some of these major, projects and names. For an example, going back to May of 2022, I think that we talked about this a little bit with IO Builders. Shout out to Parabolic HBAR. But for anybody who missed that video, we just hear a new GBB Council report shows IO Builders are using Hedera DLT to trade bonds using tokenized money. Participants will be able to trade bonds using platform stablecoins and managed collateral with a wholesale Cbdc powered by Hedera Hashgraph. And we do see down here the entire breakdown diagram on this. I could actually open this up in a new tab just for you guys to actually kind of see this. These ones you don't really need to be opened up in a new tab, so let's actually just look at this. So here you guys have it. IO Builders is collaborating on a project to explore the policy and regulatory implications of innovation in financial markets driven by DLT. In particular, this project aims to create a minimum viable MVP marketplace to trade bonds on DLT, using tokenized money. All industry participants will be able to trade these bonds using the platform stablecoin and managing the collateral with a wholesale CBDC, basically. All of it's powered by Hedera Hashgraph DLT technology. And we do see like Hedera Hashgraph DLT. You see the entire breakdown here, and this is incredible to see. They do mention a few like use case values down here, but here is the potential of this. So digital assets / security, CBDCs, settlement platforms, enterprise network blueprinting. On the next slide, corporate debt, smart escrow payments, smart legal contracts and notarization, consortium networks as well. And then we do see over here, assets, networks, regulation, payments, data, and even blockchain tolling. And by the way, when we talk about Hedera, we do see like LAC chain being mentioned down here. Hedera does have direct connections to Quant, by the way. Like they are, working closely together around a lot of these, markets. And I do say like Quant is going to play a pivotal role within this market and this industry, so definitely pay attention to Quant. But this is an enormous use case, and we actually do see down here like, yes, I've been waiting for this. This is an enormous use case. Like a lot of people are definitely excited about this. But to me, like, yeah, sure, like the goal of the project is to understand insights. Shake my head. Like these people, I feel like these people don't understand that like things like this need to happen, where we do see a lot of planning process and then things really kind of get sort of inceptualized. Things like this take time. This is all building things around this specific market that we can work into everyday life, more so like around bonds, securities, things like everything is moving rapidly and very fast. And also, last but not least, I want you guys to understand that a lot of the GC members around Hedera have been starting to talk a little bit about what they are doing and what they are doing with Hedera. For example, Customer Spotlight, Google Cloud provides the infrastructure and technologies Hedera needs to support the next generation of DLT. Learn more about our work with Hedera and Google Cloud for Web3. And like I said, Web3 is going to be absolutely massive. And when we go over here, we do see working with Hedera Hashgraph to support the next generation of DLT. And we do see down here like a few quotes. So we initially turned to Google Cloud for the ease of use, networking advantages, and overall platform performance. The Google Cloud platform was the perfect foundation, to help us achieve our goals to bring enterprise-ready DLT adoption at scale. We do see as we continue to evolve our infrastructure, we're excited to expand our work with Google Cloud to now make DLT even more readily available for our community members, no matter the size or the industry. This is about developing solutions that drive real business value. Like I said, like this is like they're future-proofing, Hedera. This is what they're doing with Google Cloud. Like this gives you endless scalability. This is how large this actually is. And I do think that this is awesome. And I do think that this is great. And I think that this should provide you a little bit of an insight on where they are going to market Hedera. No matter their size or industry, like they are going to go after some very large enterprise grade customers. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.